I'm gonna tell y'all like this already. When we go to do our top, I'm
What, our mid-year?
5. No. I'm just saying, like, when we say like our favorite songs on this project, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
And just cut them off. That's what Rod does.
Yeah.
It's like 12 songs on here.
I know. It's 40 minutes long, man. You
I
can,
know.
Anyways.
This shit is fucking amazing.
Yeah. So,
Then in hip hop album review, Boldy James, The Price of Tea in China. Before we get into the review, look, man, support your boys. However you want to do it. Like, comment, and subscribe. You already know that's the basis. But if you really want to support your boys, become a patron. You will become a patron. I always fuck that up. Become a patron. Go to Patreon to become a patron. And that allows us, man, look, you see the production. We see the comments. I see the comments. Y'all like what we do. That allows us to grow and do even more bigger things. And also, you get to have a voice in what we do. We do classic albums for you, and we got a whole bunch of changes on the way. So stay tuned for that. Back to the review. Boldy James, The Price of Tea in China. This is the first time we review Boldy. First time he's in the chamber. But I've listened to pretty much everything that Boldy has come out with because I love this man's voice. This man has a voice for hip hop. And on this album, for me personally, I feel like his rapping finally caught up to how much I like his voice. And I think all of that shit fucking intersected. He really has a really dope voice. And that's kind of like what draws you in. And then just the execution on this project. Now, I'm gonna say this, man.
What you gonna say? What you gonna say, Myke?
This is what I'm gonna say.
Y'all egging him on and shit.
Alchemist did his fucking thing on this project. And not just from a producing standpoint. We already know what he does, right? He gives you all that sinister, crazy, dark, shit. But what I really want to highlight is the transition in songs because it's so like off kilter. Like he'll play like this fucking game show music, and then all of a sudden it's a hard ass fucking beat, and it's like he sets you up, and it's like, how did you even think that shit sounded good together? But then he just makes it sound amazing. Like that shit is really what blew me away on this. And obviously other things did too, but just because I got to think about it from like a producing standpoint, from a like a mixing standpoint, like bro, like what even made you think that would sound good? And it's amazing. And even I can't remember the name of the track, but it sounded like off of his project. What was his project?
That we just did. Yeah.
Yep. And it was at the end of one of those songs where it just sounded like you hear the seagulls and the fucking beach and the ocean and shit. And it's like, bro, like how does that shit sound so dope?
Alchemist is dope.
Alchemist is crazy, man.
I
know.
No, I didn't just learn it
for about 38 years.
You ain't fucking lying.
He had the nerve to tweet 87% of my beats a week or whatever like
he
that.
Said what?
He had tweeted like every time when I make a beat, about 87% of it I think is whack. We like, really, Alchemist? Come on, stop.
He probably is serious.
He probably is, but of course everybody started hitting up like, really, Alchemist? Like Royce, everybody was like, really?
He got a stone on y'all motherfuckers, man.
Right.
Know.
We like, really, Alchemist?
How many other fucking producers can make some super like indie type shit and then go produce for M?
Right.
How many can do that?
I don't know.
Put some respect on that man's name.
I'm putting hella respect on his name. But back to this project, man, to me, this is my favorite Boldy James project by far. And part of that is I feel that he got all of the perfect fucking features. And the fucking, and all them songs like
Vince Staples shit, man.
Vince Staples shit is crazy. Vince Staples shit is crazy.
Ain't nobody shot me, but I shot. That shit killed me, man.
Yeah, Vince Staples is that
beat
guy.
was so fucking dope too, man.
It is.
Christ.
And then
but real to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Damn,
fuck
he said not to cut you off.
To cut you off. I gotta say this. I gotta get this shit out, man. Because I wrote this shit down. On the fucking first song, Karoof, because you know Ray Karoof, you know that whole situation or whatever. So when he said, when everything you love you lost to a gun, from all that you didn't down the line, it could cost you a son. Because he has a little son now. So for him to like reflect on like all the bad shit he did in the streets to bring it back to the Ray Karoof situation, I'm like, oh, Ray Karoof, he shot his baby moms in the car while she was pregnant. She died, but the son was like, what he end up having, like cerebral palsy? He ended up being like affected. Yeah. Like he ended up being fucked up.
Is this a basketball player? Or
a football player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that
shot. What?
Yeah, I know. Some crazy shit.
As a successful
football player.
not some scrub like Karoof. He was gonna have a really good
Yeah.
career.
So for him to say that line and to use that to reflect on his real life, that shit was fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's such a tragic story. One that was so unheard of at the time it happened. Like, I wonder why. That just seemed like an odd one to pick.
Yeah.
For an album title, for a song title.
For a song title, yeah. But
yeah, I was like, that's because most, from what I remember, like there's not a lot of rappers that do that. They kind of stay away from Ray Caruth, when it comes to their rhymes and stuff. I have not to say I haven't heard it because I have,
right.
But every time I hear it, I'm like, damn, bro, like y'all know what happened.
As I was talking about the features, like Scrape the Bowl with Benny, holy shit. So the first time I heard it, because B get the exclusives, obviously it's Detroit and it's Alchemist, so B had shit early or whatever. But he played that shit in the car. And like when fucking Boldy and Benny were going back, and I was like, nigga, y'all motherfuckers stupid. And then just Boldy's verse, then obviously Benny's killing the game, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody's saying. Benny's on everybody's project. Benny's even on Russ's project. I don't know if y'all knew that, but he's on...
White Boy Russ?
Yes.
None of us know that. You the only one that would push play on a Russ album.
Why the
Like,
fuck
what?
is he on Russ? Never mind.
Then y'all already know I'm fucking with that Freddie Gibbs. Snort.
Of course.
Y'all already know that's my top guy right there. But then the Gray October. So when that beat came in, and I'm like, cause again, when I first listened to projects, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I first listen to projects, I try not to look at anything. I just want to consume it. And when I heard it, I'm like, okay, this is kind of slow, but he's doing this thing. And then when Evidence came in, I said, I know exactly why they made it like this. It almost sounded like this was supposed to be an Evidence track, and they just gave it to Boldy. I'm just saying because it fits Evidence so perfect. That slow flow, that slow beat.
Yeah, but that's kind of what Boldy
Yeah,
does too.
yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah, don't disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting Boldy.
No disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm giving people a hell
Did you catch the T.I. diss on Snort? No? Did nobody catch that one?
T.I. diss?
Slipping.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really a diss, but it was kind of a diss. Freddie Gibbs said that shit about, I heard about a rapper on a commercial from 1-800 Crime Stoppers. You don't remember when T.I.
Yeah, but I didn't put it together.
Oh, I put it together immediately.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all like this already. When we go to do our top, I'm
With our
going
mid-year?
5. No. I'm just saying, like, when we say like our favorite songs on this project, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
And just cut them off. That's what Rod does.
Yeah.
This shit is fucking amazing.
So, the way Alchemist composed this project, I would hope to think that they were in the same room because this sounds like it's too fucking perfect for this to just be
Much
I
better.
made some beats and I sent it off. Yeah, it's better
Much
than
better
the
than
EP.
the first. The EP.
And the album that came out.
My
what,
first chemistry.
2017?
2013.
Yeah,
2013.
My first chemistry
set.
Wow, Jesus, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
But
for them to be 7 years off away and then to come
Yeah.
back, that shit sound like.
it sounded like they never stopped. But no, I take that back. It does sound like it stopped because you were right when you said that Boldy's raps caught up with his voice.
Yes.
This is the best that Boldy's ever rapped. Ever. I think Boldy sounds like, not like he had anything to prove at all, but
Right.
it just sounds like he settled into, I know what I want to talk about.
Yep.
I know how I want this to sound. I know how I want this to work. And I don't know that this could really be considered a concept album per se, but it sounds like one because there's shit on here where it's like Surf and Turf. The way it ended with like that news report or whatever, and then the other beat starts, and it goes from like, okay, they're like these kingpins, these drug kingpins. Then when run-ins, they're like running away from the cops. So I wasn't sure if, and then Scrape the Bowl is back to them talking about hustling coke.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if there was a loose theme to this that I just didn't connect all the way, or if this is just what Boldy felt like talking about. But this is easily the most cohesive project that Boldy's done. And you're right, with the features, he picked the perfect people to be on this shit. Cause he sounds like an extra fucking Griselda member.
He does.
He really does.
He does.
And the way him and Benny went back and forth, that's another one where I'm like, they had to be in the studio. But there's no way you can mail something like that.
no way.
So they had to be in the studio, but god damn, man. Pinto,
Yes.
like, I don't know what the hell is going on over in this camp, but these motherfuckers are killing it. And this is definitely one of the better things, even though we're only in February. But this is definitely one of the better projects that I've heard so far this year.
Kind of going back to the possible loose concept that was on here, it may have just been the sequencing. You know, kind of combining both of what you guys are talking about. Maybe the sequencing kind of gave a loose concept feel, but maybe it's also just the way Alchemist just tied everything together too. So who knows? But I think when I was listening to this, I echo a lot of what you guys are saying. And for me, I think the main takeaway for me is like Boldy went from being just another rapper to an artist. Over the years. Like, he's always just been, you know, a guy that put out projects. He became really noticeable when he did the first one with Alchemist in 2013, my first chemistry set. That was the one that was like, okay, now the potential is there. And then here we are years later, and it's like, it seems like it's not fulfilled, but it's like, I'm on my way. Like, he's settled into, you think it's fulfilled?
I've always liked Boldy James. I've never been a huge fan the way he has.
Even since his Trappers Alleys and Grand Quarter mixtapes, I thought he was cool. I thought he was like, okay.
Oh, you were a huge fan.
Yeah, I wasn't like in love with him, like his music like that. But like, it wasn't until, actually, my first chemistry set was good. And then Trappers Alley 2, Risk versus Reward, that's the shit. I was like, okay, yeah, he's starting to.
That was 2015, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, even.
So it's been 4 years, so you've been a fan for 4 years.
Yeah.
But what I love, man, is like when I was listening to this, man, like I know I talked about the intro, but I thought the intro was great. Giant Slide was good. Surf and Turf, man, I'm like, God damn. You know, run-ins, I love the way I just loved run-ins, just the way he just did that whole song, the way he told that story, and just kind of intertwined everything with the news or whatever. You know, y'all know how I feel about Benny, but y'all ain't gotta go there. But Slow Roll was the one that I was like,
yes, yes,
damn,
that beat, goddamn Alchemist. So this must be the 1% of the 13% that he actually puts out. That shit, yo.
I don't know. It's just, I think it was everything. I think it's from the beat to Boldy to the hook to the rhymes. I'm definitely with you in terms of his rhyming. Like, this is the best he's rapped.
Oh yeah.
Out of all the stuff he's put out. And then for me, there was like, it was funny when I was driving in, I was looking at Slow Roll came on, I was like, damn, my shit. And then Snort came on and Gray October, I'm like, man, that run right there is a nice run. Yep. And then Mustard, which was a nice little vignette right there, and then Speed Demon and Freestyle. I'm like, then it closed really well. I guess
phone
is what I'm
bill?
saying. Yeah,
Phone bill.
Yeah, phone bill. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, I agree with you on like, y'all have said everything. Like, the features are well placed. They did their thing. They stayed within the confines of who they are as artists, man, and didn't venture far outside of that.
Oh yeah.
And so I just think I think everything is just, it's top notch.
What's the sample from Speed Demon Freestyle?
I was trying to figure that.
It's a TV show.
I was trying to figure that shit out too. I'm like,
hoping y'all older people might know.
I'm saying, I know, because I was trying to figure that shit out too.
But I'm like, what is that? What is that fucking sample? It was driving me nuts. And I looked on Wikipedia, I looked on Genius, and there's nothing there.
Nothing.
Man, you need to text Alchemist. That's just irritating.
I was like, what the fuck sample is
that's one
this?
of my favorite jams on this whole shit.
And he was just going.
He spazzed on that shit.
I think that was a single, the opening single for this album too, was Speed Demon Freestyle.
Oh man, that shit's crazy.
This is difficult. Give me Caruth, give me Scrape the Bowl, give me Slow Roll, give me Snort, and give me Phone Bill.
Give me Caruth, Giant Slide, because that's a Detroit reference. That's, oh Jesus Christ, that shit hit home right there.
Is that the Bilbo place?
No.
The Bobo Park, or the fuck y'all
No,
call that shit?
Bobo. No,
Bobo.
that's different. That's different.
Bobo.
That's different. Giant Slide. Oh, let's see. Caruth, Giant Slide. Surf and Turf. Pinto. And Speed Demon Freestyle.
Give me Slow Roll, Snort, Gray October. Give me Surf and Turf. And give me Run-Ins.
I'm gonna go Giant Slide. I'm gonna go Surf and Turf. Run-Ins. Scrape the Bowl. And I'm gonna say Speed Demon Freestyle.
Boldy, look, man, by far your best project. And that's no disrespect to the other projects, but we know, like, to get better, you gotta put out work and you gotta continue to sharpen that blade. And this is as sharp as it's ever been, beginning to end. Like Myke said, this is one of the best. And obviously, we're only in February, but this is one of the best albums. I have put this. This is on like nonstop repeat for me. Like every time I'm like, oh, what am I? All right, cool. Let me put this on. Let me just ride out to this shit. This is the project I'm listening to by far the most out of anything that's out right now. This shit is hard, bro. And I just want to see how you continue to progress and get even better, because I think you're one of those guys that you're gonna put out the work, and I don't think you're gonna do it half-assed either. You know what I'm saying? I think that the team that you got around you and the platform that you've created isn't gonna allow that. So I'm definitely looking forward.
Boldy and Alchemist, if y'all watching, great job. Look, like y'all released the EP, and then you follow up with this full body of work, man. With this album is incredible. Boldy, keep doing your thing, man. Like I've listened to you since your Grand Quarter mixtape days, and like for you to go from this to where you at now, shit is amazing, man. Like keep talking that Detroit shit. Like keep putting that Detroit shit on the map. That hardcore street shit on the map. And Alchemist, your production, man. Jesus Christ, like. You always still amaze me every time. I love when I listen to your beats and I be like, man, what the fuck is that you're sampling? Like, I love that shit because the way you flip them samples, man, is fucking crazy, man. And yeah, good job, man. Good job with this. Like, Boldy, your voice with the production and the way you sound this album just sound more livid and just more realistic than ever. So yeah, keep it up.
Boldy, if you're watching, I've always enjoyed your work. I just feel like now, like you're like there's more to be had. Like you're ready to kind of take off, man. And this album is a great project. Kind of going back to what B said, like the soundscape that Alchemist. Also, if you're watching that, he crafted for you, dark, gloomy, ominous, and I think you with your voice capture all of that, and it was a perfect combination. And from where you were with your other projects to where you are now, I've just heard a lot of growth, and I think that it's showing that there's a lot of talent there, and that there's more to be had. So keep up the good work, keep growing and developing as an artist, man, and we'll see what happens from here. But I think the future is bright.
The future is bright. That's funny. Yeah, that line where he says the future looks bleak. The future looks bleak. It took him about a week. And when they caught up to him, they put him to sleep. Anyways, Alchemist, Boldy, y'all killed this fucking project. This is definitely Boldy's best work. Yeah, thanks to B for putting me on to you, man, because I hadn't heard from you before. But yeah, next time you see B at the cookout, if you fix him a plate, make sure when you give him that scoop of greens, make sure there's an extra chunk of ham hock in that bitch. All right. But yeah, this shit is dope. I am now a fan. Alchemist, you already fucking know. You crafted an amazing soundscape for Boldy. You made Boldy sound even better than Boldy already sounded. And man, chill out, man. You making it hard for these other guys out here, man. Like, calm the fuck down, man. You too diverse for these people out here, man. But yeah, Boldy and Alchemist, y'all are a fucking team, and y'all killed this album. So great job, and I cannot wait to see what both of y'all do next, whether it's together or separate. So props.